night gets hold, when the stars are black and the ground is cold.
Pretty cool video. Hello everyone, my name is Derek Brooks. I'm Star Motorcycles Product Planning Manager, and I am super pumped to be here tonight to launch an all-new bike in our Star Motorcycles line. I hope you like it, and I think you will. So just some quick history. You know, we started making cruisers really back in the 70s with the XS 650 Specials, then moving into the 80s and 90s with the Viragos, and then mid-90s, 1995, we introduced the first Star motorcycle, the Royal Star. After that, we had lots of great bikes, the Roadstar, Warrior, and so forth. And then in 2005, we actually introduced for the first time Star Motorcycles as our official cruiser brand. And at that time, also launched the Roadliner model, Stratoliner model. And since then, some other great bikes to really round out to have one of the most complete lineups in the industry with our Raider and Striker, which has been hugely successful. But now we're going to progress the brand to an all-new level starting tonight. Before we get to the bike, I want to give just some quick background behind the development of this bike. It really started a few years ago with an idea that really came out of the custom bike world. And I'm sure, just like many of you, we begin to notice kind of a shift from what was being built, which was very extreme and wild custom bikes, a lot of choppers with extreme paint jobs and so forth, to a much more kind of simple, or less is more, kind of back to basics elemental design in the bikes, really focusing more on the mechanical elements of the motorcycles. And also with the economy the way it's been, you know, people want to personalize and customize, but quite frankly, a lot of chrome and expensive paint jobs just financially aren't feasible anymore like they were 6-7 years ago. And also we've seen, you know, used bikes really dominating this scene. Again, the affordability. I know if you Google search XS 650 chopper or bobber, there's just hundreds of really sweet bobbers being built out there on this XS 650 platform. You know, and this is great. We love to see this. And in fact, I've even got 2 XS 650s at home in my garage, so every time I see these, I get all fired up and want to go home and work on my bikes. But at the same time, we also know that there is a place and a time to introduce a new bike. A bike with modern reliability, modern technology, and modern performance. But at the same time, has a very simple, mechanical feel of a traditional motorcycle. And that's what we're about to launch. This bike's going to appeal to a rider that wants the simplicity and ease of riding from a short wheelbase, easy to touch the ground, low seat, and a very manageable chassis size, along with a less is more styling character focused on, again, the mechanical beauty, the mechanical elements of the bike itself, but with a taste of performance style as well, which you'll see. Due to its size, it's going to be the ideal bike for commuting to or from work, school, or so forth, but at the same time, it's more than capable of getting out of town on the open road. But enough about that, let's take a look. The Bolt by Star Motorcycles. Getting a little too excited here with the mic. It features a 950 motor housed in a double cradle steel frame with the engine as a stressed member of the chassis. So with the rigid mount motor, you're going to get a very solid, precise handling character. It rolls on 19-inch front, 16-inch rear wheel, with those cool wave disc brake rotors, twin shocks, and all that together is going to equal unprecedented handling character for a bobber type bike. Unique features like the round gauge, which is a little hard to see here, maybe you can see in some of these pictures, but the round, the speedometer and tail light are just perfect examples of keeping traditional motorcycle styling elements, but at the same time we've added more modern technology features and functions, such as making it a digital meter with behind the smoke lens and the LEDs in the tail light. It's also got all the authentic features you'd expect on a real motorcycle. steel fenders, belt drive, and that awesome looking air-cooled motor. And speaking of motor, it's class leading in power and torque, and it's the perfect balance of manageable size, but yet big performance. It's going to come in 2 specs. The spec which you can see here, which is the R-Spec, and then the base model Bolt. The R-Spec has the addition of special seat material with colored stitching, as well as some upgraded paint choices, black mirrors, and those cool remote reservoir anodized shocks. And the coolest part about the Bolt is, just like its concept of simple and easy, is its pricing, which makes it simple and easy to afford. Starting at just $79.90, it's perfectly positioned for that rider that doesn't need the size and frills of the bigger CC Cruisers. And the performance kind of cool factor of the R-Spec comes in at just $300 more. And it will be available in dealerships starting next month in April, and then in July for the R-Spec version.